Hello, hello. Right now I'm bored and lonely, and that seems to be the catalyst of me wanting to record any bit of video for this channel ever. That's what we're doing now. I'm gonna be more focused on commentary than gameplay, so don't expect me to win. Although if that was focused on the gameplay, I probably still wouldn't be winning. But at least this time, you know, it's more understandable when I just get absolutely trashed on. All right, so I was talking to myself earlier. That's a weird way to start it, but I was, and I have a life experience that I don't think many of you have, or at least I hope none of you have, and I hope none of you will ever have, that I kind of want to talk about, and maybe have some people listen, right? Right, so I currently live my life with some amount of people. I don't know the exact amount, I've never really counted. I don't really think there's ever been a census taken. But a number of higher than one of people that would use the term, you know, for a very low-life person in society who frankly shouldn't exist. I shouldn't have to say the term. I think we all know exactly the terminology I'm thinking of. But yeah, there's a subset of people that think I fall into that category, which is my fault and is ridiculous, and if I wasn't me, I would, not sure if I would jump to the exact same conclusions, but I would be very skeptical at the very least. This is hard to talk about. I'm probably gonna choke up a little bit, or just lose topic, or not phrase things well. But let me tell you, it is hard to live with. I'd say, just the thought of how, you know, evil that is, and the fact that people think that's me is a huge weight on my mind, probably 90% of the day. And I wish that was an exaggeration. For instance, I woke up today and I just, you know, was like, man, people really think that, and it's my fault. And I just sat in bed for an hour. I didn't manage to, think about it. I was just endlessly scrolling on my bed, which is new. And thank goodness for that. But I woke up, I showered, I was thinking about it the entire time then. That's how it typically goes. I'll just kind of stand in the shower and talk to myself. I mean, I think that's fairly normal, right? But seriously, all day and oftentimes large portions of the night, I'm sitting there rationalizing to myself how I'm not, because I know I'm not. But my fault people think I am, so it gets to you. If there's more than one person ever that could think that about you, it's a hard thing to swallow, and it's a hard thing to live with. And I wouldn't wish it upon anybody. Truly. Also, I know the gameplay audio is atrocious, and I apologize for that, but I am not putting myself through re-recording this. It's really fucked me up. Like, for a while, when it, kind of blowing up, and admittedly it was still very small scale compared to other things in the universe, but when it started, any sleepless nights and stress and shame and guilt and regret got to me a lot and was affecting my memory for a while. That I was developing short-term memory loss. I could hardly function in a lot of ways. Well, I'm out of mats. But it was really hard to pull myself out of that hole when I had admittedly a small percentage of people thinking that, but still some. You know, it's hard to go off the likes and dislikes of the video because it was skewed, you know. I didn't just make a complete standalone video addressing it, and it wasn't even the first thing I talked about, which I didn't intentionally do it for this reason, but doing it that way, you know, minimizes it. Some people who watched the video straight up probably didn't see that part, you know, would have like clicked on, liked the video, clicked off, and so that skews it. And so the, I think 90.3% like ratio it doesn't quite hold up for that reason. But admittedly, most people understand that we are humans and we can make mistakes, admittedly inappropriate, creepy, and wrong mistakes, but nowhere near the severity of other things they have likely, unfortunately, been exposed to. Regardless, those that have hatred in their hearts or jump to conclusions or just assume the worst, you know, do in fact assume the worst. And those people admittedly didn't do much themselves, but their words and general attitude impacted me very, very greatly. And just when I tell you, it consumes every fiber of my being constantly. It truly does. It is awful and a pain I would not wish upon anybody. This man really wants to build on him. Yep, I don't know what I expected to happen there. But ultimately, it's really hard to function, even just to yourself, when so many people assume the worst of you, despite you never, you know, pursuing or genuinely dating or sending or receiving anything egregious with anybody. And it's really weird to watch from the sidelines and see people who have done far worse things in every aspect seem to be able to move on from it in a much shorter time period and return to their stasis, what makes them happy, where I'm here struggling to get out of bed most nights still because of that. And it's just weird how I have only done anything in a very public online manner very infrequently. I haven't made a genuine tweet since March or April. I had replied to one though, and just to immediately be called the worst words imaginable when it appears, you know, these said people don't attack others who have done worse. It's just very strange and hard to live with. I'm really good at this game. I don't know. I've been forgiven, and I've forgiven myself, but I haven't moved past it yet, which is a very strange thing to happen, considering you would think me forgiving myself means I moved past it. But there is a difference between forgiving and forgetting, and I haven't forgot. You know, it's something that I sit here and I feel the consequences of, and it haunts me every day due to my previous just idiocy and not being able to properly manage negative feelings and wanting a quick laugh with a shitty sense of humor. I don't know. If you want a moral, you get to be slightly older and you have the capability of doing evil things. Of course, don't do them. That is a given. It is not very difficult to not do evil things, but don't do anything that could be misconstrued as evil. And think about your actions before they happen, or rather, words. And if you ever do mess up, and this just goes for everything in life, don't make more mistakes by ignoring it. Correct it to the best of your ability as soon as you can. Yeah.